Wanjiru, Fiona Ndala, Salome Ongare, Ruby Nachen, Catherine Nyambura, Mercy Wangui, Isaac, Isaac Moya, Amoy Warren, Ongare, Florence, Ugani Magdalene, Dennis, Cynthia, Ongwe, Jacqueline Mombi, Rami, Ndolo Mweni, Shanti, Grace like Sharon, Mketi, Mary, Wairemo, Frida, Lina Ongwe, Esther, Jerry, Maimuna, Jacqueline, Kiende, Mercy Moses, Lavenda Liambo, Elizabeth, Luku, Mwangeshi, Teresia Mudam, Patience Yoki, Patience Yoki. So before we start today's lesson, let's remind ourselves of what we learned last time. Let us remind ourselves what we learned last time. What we learned last time. Who can tell us what they remember? What did we learn last time in our last class, last Tuesday? What can you remember? Yes. Method used in cake preparation. Which one do you remember? Sorry? Preparation, mise place or mise class. And what did we say mise place is? Putting everything in order. And we say this is a French term meaning putting everything in its place. What else? Anyone? Yes? Sorry? Qualities of a good cake. Which qualities do you remember? Good texture. Another one? Good flavor. Very good. Let's appreciate her. Yes, another thing. What do you remember? Yes? Equipment used in cake making. Which equipment are you remember? Sieve, measuring cups, baking trays. I can see you did your assignment well. Let's appreciate her. What else can you remember from last class? Yes. Some cake folds. Which fold can you remember? The cake sinking at the center. What can be a reason? What can be a cause for that? Too much fat? Too soft? Too much sugar? Are you sure? Are you sure? Eh? Opening the oven too early or too soon can also make your cake sink at the center, yes? dysentery, right? Yes, excessive egg can also make them sink at the center. Yes, what else do you remember from last class? Any other fault? This is the one fault that we talked about. A cake sinking at the center. What other fault? Do you remember another fault? Which one? Cake being too small. What is the reason for your cake being too small? But if you are too stiff, let's appreciate her. If you forget to put your raising agent, can also be a reason. Or when your raising agents or your leavening agents are expired, they won't activate your dough to rise. That can make your cake being too small. Any other thing that you remember from last time's class? Anything that you remember that we mentioned? Yes, Yvonne? How to prepare the baking tins. And how do we do that? Yes? You select the tin. Yes? After selecting that tin that you need, you wash the tin, dry them. What did we call that process is? That kuweka unga. He's talking about kuweka unga. What did we call that? Really? Yes, you dust your pan. Let's appreciate her. We can prepare our baking tins using various methods. And that is just one. How can we prepare our baking tin other than that? Other than that? Yes? I want you to raise your hand if you know something. There are various methods of preparing the baking tins in readiness to bake. And she has mentioned one. Another one. You're preparing your baking tin. Apart from dusting, which other method can we use to prepare our baking tin? Yes. That answer is correct. I always encourage you. That answer that you're thinking, nobody else will say it. Just say it. Yes? Hmm? I can hear some answers, but like Mama Lee, I want somebody who is courageous enough to share with us. And by you sharing, the rest can also learn. Yes. Greasing. Very important. Greasing using margarine or butter. Let's appreciate her. Any other method that you can use to prepare the baking tins? Yes, Yvonne? Use of parchment paper, or they can also be called grease paper or baking paper. That is also another way of preparing our baking tin. Appreciate Yvonne? Now, today we will be going to another topic because we've learned how to prepare cakes using the creaming method. All along we've been talking about everything that we've been talking about was under the creaming method. Now that we know how to prepare those cakes, today we want us to learn how we decorate them. Is that a very interesting topic? Yes, right? Yes. So today, our topic of today is decorate cakes. And our learning outcome, by the end of this session, you, the learner, you should be able to learning outcome. Number one. Make sure by the end of this session, by the time you are leaving this class, at least you know something. Don't come out of this class the same way you entered. Make sure you get something. So, by the end of this session, you should be able to, number one, define cake decoration. Define cake decoration. Number two, by the end of this session, you should be able to state the ingredients for cake decoration. State the ingredients for cake decoration. Number three, by the end of this session, you should be able to state the ingredients for cake decoration. State the ingredients. 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 State the ingredients Number 3, by the end of this session, you should be able to outline the type of icing and decoration. The type of icing and decoration. So these are our learning outcomes. Ensure by the end of this session, you can be able to define what cake decoration is. You can be able to state the ingredients used in cake decoration. And lastly, outline the types of icing and decoration. Okay? So in your books, I want you to draw a table like this. I want you to draw a table like this. I want you to draw a table like this. So here you write K, here you write W, and here you write N. K, W, N. Are we there? Here, I would like you to write in your books what you know cake decoration is. What is cake decoration? What do you know about cake decoration? Right here. Here, write for me what you would like to know about cake decoration. And you leave this part. We will come back to it later. What you know, what is cake decoration? What is cake decoration? According to your own understanding. When you may faith, write for me, what do you know? What is cake decoration? Miss Jerry is writing something, one is writing something. What do you know? What is cake decoration? Ashanti, I know you know something, write something. And then the dad, what would you like to know? What would you like to know about cake decoration? And then the last one will come out. Something you know. Anything you know about cake decoration. What is it? What does it entail? What is that process? What do you know about cake decoration? W, what would you like to know? What would you like to know? What would you like to know about cake decoration? What would you like to know? I want to hear them. Yes, Jerry? What is it? Appealing. There is that art of appealing, right? So Jerry is telling us that cake decoration is cake garnishing. A form of cake garnishing. To make it appealing. This is what you have, right? Yes. Let's appreciate Jerry. Yes. What else do you have? Anything? Who has something apart from that? Something close to that. Something like that. What cake decoration is? Wait, what do you have? What have you written? What have you written? What is cake decoration or what does it entail? Read for me what you have there. Don't think now. Read for me what you have. Visually appealing. Now, for her, she's still talking about this term, decorate cake. To be having this term and this term repeating itself from two different people. What else do you have? Anything different from that? Or the process, or the item, anything that you wrote about cake decoration. Yvonne, what did you write? The same. Did you copy that? You did? Yes, what do you have? That is the term that we're looking for. Let's appreciate her. This act, this term, the act of making the cake appealing. We can add here the term visual. At least we see that the eyes, something that is attractive to your eyes. So we can say cake decoration. I can say cake decoration is the art. Cake decoration is the art of transforming a simple cake. The art of transforming a simple cake into a visual appealing cake. That art, it should be attractive to the eye. So you see, I am just using the terms and the definitions that you have it amongst yourself. It is that art of transforming a simple cake. When you bake it from the oven, it's just simple. It doesn't have anything. It's not appealing. It's just like any other bread, right? But now, when we decorate it, we make it attractive to the eye. At least we can know that that is an anniversary cake. At least we can know that that is a birthday cake. At least we can know that that is a special event cake. Okay? Yes. So, let's go to the next learning outcome. Any question from the definition? Are we okay? Yes. Okay. So, let's go to the ingredients. Ingredients used. Ingredients used in cake decoration. Is this the first time we are coming across cake decoration? Is this something new? We've had cakes with decoration, right? In special events, we've had cakes with decoration. What are those ingredients? Those ones that are added to a cake to make it appealing. When you look at that cake, it's visually appealing. We've had those cakes in weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, all those special events. What are those ones that are used to make the cake appealing? It's not the first time you've had that cake. So if the ball lands on you, tell me, what was that was used? What are those things that were used to make it appealing? Okay? Yes. Who is ready to start? Ready? Yes. Icing sugar. Let's appreciate her. Pass it to the next person. Icing sugar. Pass it to the next person. Yes? Sorry? Sorry, I can't hear you. Skittles. Are they called Skittles really? Are they called Skittles? Are they called Skittles? No. He's lying to us, right? Yes. If you have a better one, ask it to somebody else to assist you. Yes, that big no came from there. Yes. Another ingredient that can be used to make a cake decoration. Yes? patterns. What else? Yes. Good. Let's appreciate her. Pickles. I think that is the term that Jerry was looking. So that's why continue thinking. Maybe we get the right one. Pass the ball to somebody else. Yes. Yes? Cream. What is it called? Is it just called cream? Whipped cream. Very correct. Appreciate her. Whipped cream. Yes. At least you are alert. What else? Chocolate decoration. Very correct. Appreciate her. She's alert. Chocolate decoration. So here we can have the powder or the gravings. There's those ones that have been created. You can even call them chips. Yes. Those ones that have been created using a grater. Yes? Fruits, very correct. You can have strawberries, cherries, all of them can be used to decorate cakes. Why are you laughing? Fruits. Yes. Passing to somebody else. Yes. Food colors can be used to be added in the cream, right? Whipped cream, food color. Yes? Who has my potato? Pass it. Yes. Stop sleeping. Tell me. Sorry? Jam. Yes, we can use jam as filling. As filling. After our cake is there, we can divide the cake, apply jam, and then we top up the rest. Right? Yes. Pass it to somebody else. We have very many. Not limited to this, but we have very, very many. Each one of us can get a decoration or an ingredient. What else? Who has my potato? Yes, tell me. Yes? Yes, 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 yes. Give it to your neighbor to assist you. So, what's the name of this one? A whipping cream. It's a very heavy, it's not like the milk we use every day. This one is used for decoration. Whipping cream. Okay? When this one is whipped, it can be used to decorate our cakes. Sione tuko supermarket, tunashangaa hivi na nini. Okay? This is a whipping cream used to make the whipped cream. We're having whipped cream. This is a whipping cream. So the next ingredient that I have is here. You mentioned it. Icing sugar. Icing sugar. This one, you don't cream with this one. I mentioned that I went to another class and they were using this one to cream. We do not use this one to cream when we are making cake. This one is used for decoration. And this one is it's a master ingredient in many decorations. I call it a master ingredient because you find in many decorations, icing sugar must be included. We have very many decorations. And in all of them, you find icing sugar included. So let's butter can also be used in the decoration. Butter can also be used in the decoration. And lastly, but not least, I have eggs and yes, this one. You can see. This is essence, vanilla essence, but you can use any other essence apart from this one. You can use any other one apart from this one. So those are the ingredients. Lastly, we are going to tackle the type of icing and decoration. The type. Just take a minute to think on your own. What are these types of icing? Now that you know the ingredients, which icing can we make using these ingredients? Now that we have the ingredients, we've seen them, we've tested them in various cakes that you've had, those toppings that you always find on the cakes. Now, tell me, just think for a minute, which icing can be used, can be made using this? Which icing? We have very, very many. Which icing can be made using those ingredients that you know? Now, I believe you've thought of something. Tell your partner what you thought. Tell your partner. Icing gani hiyo tunaweza tengeneza tukitumia hiyo ingredients? Ni icing gani? Which one? Which one? Now that we're having the ingredients here, this one. Which one? Which one? Don't tell me, tell your neighbor. Which one can we use? When we pair this one and this one, which icing can we make? Huh? When we pair this one, and this one, which icing will come out of this? When we pair this one and we pair with this one, which icing can we get? Huh? Which icing can we get when we pair this one? And there is another one. I don't have all the ingredients, but we'll use these ones also. Which icing? Now, trials. I want trials. Share with the rest of the class which icing can be made out of these ingredients. You want to try? Yes. Butter. We can make using icing sugar and butter. We can get butter icing or butter frosting or buttercream. Buttercream or frosting. Which one can we make apart from the butter? If we pair icing and eggs, which one? Let's try that one. Yours that you are thinking. Whipped cream. When we pair whipping cream and sugar, we get whipped cream. Whipped cream. Which one can we also make apart from the two? Yes. Sorry? Royal icing. Very, very important. What are ingredients in royal icing? Eggs. What else? What else? You have an idea. Let's appreciate her. I am sure nobody would have thought of that. The royal icing. Royal icing. This one uses the whites, the egg whites. Not all the eggs. The yolks are not used here. The egg whites plus the icing sugar. This one using the whipping cream. Whipping cream I use it here. And then here we use butter plus icing. Are you getting something? Yes. Which other frosting or icing can we use using that? Yes, Maimuna? Yes? Cream cheese icing. we made that icing. When you take butter icing and you introduce now the cheese to the butter, you get the cream cheese icing. Now, cream cheese icing. Now, let's go back to our table. This table. KWF. Remember the table that we drew? Yes. We've covered all our learning outcomes. Now we are equipped better than the way we entered this class. Is that correct? Yes. Now, in the L, write for me, what have you learned so far? What have you learned? Write for me something that you learned from this lesson. What have you learned? What have you learned? You want to believe you learned something. What have you learned? Ashanti, what have you learned? Definition of cake decoration. What did we say it is?
The act of transforming a simple cake into a visual appealing cake.
Let's appreciate Ashanti. Yes. What else have you learned? What else have you learned today? Yes. Tell me, what have you learned? Sorry? Ingredients used in cake decoration. Which one do you remember? Icing, sugar. Let's appreciate her. Very nice. Now, any question up to there? Any question? Anything that you still have in your mind that is not very convincing, or you still have a question, something that is burning? Any question up to there? Assignment. Your assignment. Assignment. This is individual. You write on your books. Your assignment. Factors to consider when choosing cake decoration. Factors to consider when choosing cake decoration. We'll start from there in the next class, which I believe is next week.